Hey, Scorpio seekers and all seekers tuning in. I know you can't see me, but that's okay because it's not about me, right? It's about you. So let's talk about you. First of all, thank you for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying this beautiful view. Maybe when the sun sets a little lower, you'll be able to see better. As long as you can hear me, we're good. Working with the Rider Waite. And let's see what the next month has in store for you. Mid-July, the South Node will be leaving your sign after 18 months. And it's going to feel like a very heavy burden is lifted off your shoulders. We're not there yet, unless you're watching this another time, because these readings can also be timeless, but still it's meaningful. Two of Swords. It will show you things that right now you can't see right, because the South Node is very karmic, and when it transits our sign, we experience a lot of karmic situations because we need to resolve those karmic ties. So anything else that is a break out of that karmic experience that we're guided by spirit to go through in order to make realizations, grow, expand, etc., is unseen to you. You can't see it clearly for what it is because you are guided to stay in situations that are karmic by nature, even if it includes suffering or in retrospect might feel like a mistake, because it's karma that you need to go through. So the next month of June till mid-July, it's like that final round of realizations. Things that you couldn't see or wouldn't see about whatever situations you're in right now, be it relationships. Hello, crow. Hello, another crow. Different loops that you've been stuck in will become more intense. Things that you're guided to break out of, ironically, you're currently guided to stay in because you just need to hear it in the shout because you wouldn't hear it in the whisper. Things you thought will improve will not improve. Things are not meant, that is. Things you thought will be fixed, just in that final round, right? Will not be fixed, will only be more intense. The breakdown, the challenges in it. Because you really need to get it. The past 18 months was about you getting it, understanding the cycles that are not good for you, the people that are not good for you, the relationships that are toxic for you, the reactions that are more so triggers reactions as opposed to aware response. You've been reliving some aspect of your childhood, of growing up, some of you past lifetimes, many of you both, in way of trying to correct them, to overpass them, to like, this time I can make it work. That situation that has been always not working for me, this time, this round, I'll make it work. And the thing is, it's not about that. It's about not trying to make a square fit in a round hole, right? But you're intense and you're stubborn and you're strong. So you confuse things that require endurance and perseverance with things that require letting go. You endure and persevere in situations that are not meant for you for the sake of endurance and making it work. Now, in and of itself, endurance and perseverance are very good qualities, but not when you persevere in planting seeds in the wrong soil. Now, as you're watching this reading in the next month of June into July, depending on when you're tuning in, you'll probably either resent me saying this or argue it. I'm not even going to try to convince you. It makes total sense. You're in it, you're engulfed in it, and there's no seeing outside of it right now. But come back to this reading. If you're watching this, say August and on, 2023, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about in retrospect. If you're watching this now, give me the benefit of the doubt. Save this video, come back to it in about 2 months. And don't be mean to yourself for not seeing it, for not knowing it, for not realizing it. It's like you're purposefully engulfed in this cover so that the lesson will finally and fully integrate into you. So that those cycles, those situations, those relationships, those addictions, those behaviors that aren't serving you or aren't serving you anymore. With some of you, it's behavior patterns that you've developed for survival, or they were a great fit for the past of you. It's just no longer a fit, but you're on this inertia, power of inertia. You're used to it being who you are. You're used to these things being your character. You're used to that person being a good fit for you. But as you're changing and shedding so much, you're going to look back and be like, wow, the me of today would never. And that's okay. Show me more, please, from my beautiful Scorpio seekers. Sun, moon, rising, stallion. Let's shuffle it better. Wow, the cards are quiet. Are you all quiet and contemplative? Is she right, or is she just patronizing me? I guess we'll find out. What I mostly love about making these videos and talking to my seekers is that you guys can't talk back. I know it sounds very abrasive, but hear me out. You can't react out of your gut, out of triggers. You can't argue for the sake of arguing. You can't just cut my words, you know? You're forced by default because you can't. So you're forced by default to listen. It works. Okay. The chariot. So this next month, simultaneously to what I just described, is also a month where you will be guided to take the wheel and lead your chariot on your path to victory that has to do with your dreams. Not victory for the sake of victory, but for the sake of your dreams. What did you want to be when you were a kid? What do you really enjoy doing? What is your nature? What will you do if money wasn't a thing, right? What do you enjoy doing for free? That is what the chariot talks about. And it's going to be very challenging because on one hand, you're not seeing the path of your dreams, right? On the other hand, you're like, the cards are like, spirit is like, fight for your dreams. How do you do that? How do you have your foot on the brake and on the gas simultaneously. You're going to feel like you're circling around yourself. But that will create the power of inertia to move you forward as soon as the south node leaves your sign. That's when actions will be taken that are way more in alignment with your future and who you want to become. Page of Pentacles. So in the meantime, as things are contradictory and confusing, you will be focusing on the details. One step at a time. One pentacle at a time. One assignment at a time. Just one thing at a time. So much unknown. So you're going to focus on what is known, on what you do know in certainty. And that will also help establishing this path moving forward in Cancer season, July and on. It will mostly get solidified and things will be way more clear for you in Virgo season in September. But until then, you're just doing what you can, and I admire you for it. It makes sense to do that. Okay, if everything is unclear, what do I know for sure right now? Seven of Cups. It's just describing, can you see? It's just to describe the confusion, the smoke screen. Don't know what is the right decision. Have I made the right decision? Is this the right thing? The question that can guide you to the answer is, what does your heart tell you? Yes, it is as simple as it sounds. Most truthful, poignant things in life are as simple as they sound. The moon, more confusion. Guys, I'm reading the cards, and better be forewarned and forearmed than sitting here listening to me utter nonsense to you just to keep you here on my channel. Right? But it does give relief to know that this confusion is happening to you purposefully. Like I spoke of in the first 7 minutes of this reading. The reason you're being purposefully confused by the universe and by energies is that you are forced to find the answers in the deepest parts of yourself, because that's where the true answers lie. And as long as the path is clear and you have all the options, you have the chance to make decisions and choose paths based on superficial reasons. Not to disrespect superficial reasons, they matter as well. Yeah. But they're not as important, and they're only feeding you short term, not long term, right? So when it's so foggy and dark and misty and you're blindfolded, you can't see anything on the outside, then the only thing that you can see is your heart, because your heart is absolutely yours. No one can confuse and wrap it around, and it knows. It always knows in the darkest times, in the most confusing times. And the sound of your heart will become heightened. It's kind of like when blind people develop their other senses to, they become way stronger. their hearing, their smell, to compensate for the lack of ability to see. So that's what will happen. To compensate for your lack of ability to see reasonable reasons to guide you in whatever direction, your heart will start being louder and louder, telling you, sorry, there's a bug on the camera, there we go, telling you the truth. In retrospect, this confusing time is going to be the clearest time because you're going to hear yourself like you've never heard yourself before, like you've never allowed yourself to hear yourself before. Scorpio archetype is our deepest instincts, often survival needs, which is why a lot of Scorpios tend to lose themselves in the survival and sometimes neglect their thrival. And to thrive, it has to be something you're passionate about, truly. A job you really believe in, a person that you truly love, and so on and so forth. It applies to everything, right? But your mechanism is so strongly wired to survive. That's how you make your decisions. But that's not fair to you because you're also so passionate and so creative and so in tune with the human psyche. It always amazes me how Scorpios can be so clear-sighted on other people's psyche and fears and issues, but are completely blindfolded to their own. Because survival takes a more important place on the list of priorities. Even when you're fine. I wouldn't patronize you when you actually need to survive, but even when you're fine. The Death card, hey you. The Death card represents Scorpio as well in the tarot. And it also signifies absolute change. You know, what is it that we can't go back from? Death. So in life, we have cycles of death and rebirth, things that we leave behind us and don't return to. Completely move away from and don't look back. And it's guiding us to the sun, to a brighter day, to a more truthful day from the moon that is more confusing. So having the death card come right after the moon is actually good news. It shows that the fog will disperse, but the process of it is intense. The moon and the death, and it's very intense. It's deep, intense, emotional experience. It's gut-wrenching, actually. It's walking in the maze of our deepest, deepest shadows and fears and psyche. It's scary and it requires bravery, which is something that you have plenty of. So you can do it. Did I not just say you can do it? Magician, strength, and 9 of Pentacles. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Let's go into it. Let's do it. The Magician and the Strength card both represent, amongst other things, magic. Black magic, white magic. And when I say black versus white, I don't mean bad versus good. I mean the type of magic. Black magic is active magics, things that we actively do to restructure the energies. So to manifest something that we want to manifest, create something that we want to create by utilizing the elements as ingredients in a recipe that we're cooking. With the Strength card as white magic, it's when we have reached such alignment between our mind, heart, body, spirit, and universal consciousness that we don't have to exert effort to manifest something. Rather, naturally, we want the things that our higher self and source creator want for us, especially as us being a part of a bigger picture. And when I say what source creator wants for us, it's not that it's an exterior force that wants something for us and puppeteers us. It's kind of like when your body wants your cells to not grow, because then can lead to a disease, right? So if the cell is rebellious and grows without proportion, it might feel independent and rebellious, but it's actually harming the entire system and by default harming itself, right? So when you put that ego aside, yes, we're individuals, we have our boundaries to make us different than others, to give us our specific unique characteristics, and that's beautiful. But we're also simultaneously a part of a bigger web, right? So in the strength card, we understand that. We reach that enlightenment, that awareness of, okay, I have my path, but my path is best to be aligned also with the bigger direction of the collective, because that way there would be no resistance from the bigger body, right? The universe won't have to medicate itself against you and going against your nature. And the good news is that nature is your dreams. It's what your heart truly desires. So that's not a bad thing. It's not a limiting thing, quite the opposite. It encourages you to be happy. When you're truly following your heart desire and when you're truly, genuinely happy, Spirit absolutely supports that. And so the Strength card speaks of, I'm listening, I'm acting in accordance, the universe supports, hence magic happens. Things just manifest like that I want them, because I don't want the wrong things for me. When you want the right thing for you, it flows. When you want the right thing for you, it flows. And having the Magician and the Strength card coming together after the Death card, it's like, this is where you're stepping into this beautiful ability to just get things going and happening in the best way possible for you, in absolute alignment both with the elements of nature, knowing how to work, right, with the ingredients that life gives us, but also from a place of being in tuned and calm. So it's calm activity. They both need to come together, right? You can't just be passive, you can't just be active. When it's the right combination of the Tao, in which video did I mention this? Was it Cancer or Taurus? I don't remember. I just mentioned it in one of the earlier videos, where do without doing and all will be done, but that still includes do before the without doing. It doesn't mean not do. Otherwise, then the phrase would be don't do and everything will be done. No, it's do without doing and everything will be done. Do the actions that are necessary. Be active, but also maintain a sense of ease and patience. If you're only at a sense of ease and patience but not active, only halfway. If you're only active without the sense of ease and patience, halfway. But here you have them both. Boom. And then the Nine of Pentacles. Results, baby. Money, status, beauty, achievement, satisfaction. This can also insinuate love between two very matching energies. And I genuinely wish that for you. So hopefully that's what the reading is also trying to say. Oh my god, I've never seen this type of bug before. Is it a beetle? It's a white beetle. I have a white beetle walking on my laptop. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Hi, white beetle. See, it's a magical creature. I'm telling you, it's a freakingly magical creature. What? If anyone knows anything about those, please write in the comments. Educate me. Thank you. But to me, in my experience right now, it feels magical, right? Maybe from this confusion, you'll create a magical experience. Kind of reminds me of this snail right here at the bottom. Kind of just walked like it and looked like it. This is also connection with nature. This combination, connection with nature, with the elements, with animals, speaking to our environment and hearing it when it speaks to us. You know, when a bird lands next to me and starts yapping, I listen to it. I don't understand anything it's saying, but I give it its time and I listen to it. And I know that even if this didn't pick it up, this did. And the message will play out one day in a benevolent manner. So practice listening to your environment. Even if you don't get it in the moment, your spirit does. And it will trickle into your consciousness, to your direct awareness in the right time. But it will be there in the reserves. I'm not laughing at you. It's like it's reading everything I'm saying. The tower. When you grow bigger than your environment, one of two things must happen. Either your environment needs to grow with you to fit you, or the environment needs to break down, collapse. By the end of August, early Virgo season, I see the things that you're a part of now that are not in alignment with you, with your spirit, and with your heart, breaking down, collapsing. The job, the relationship, the situationship, the whatever, the belief system. It's not going to feel fun. The tower doesn't feel fun, but you'll have such strong foundation inside by that time that the difficulty will not feel so difficult. It's like a ticking bomb. And whatever is unseen to you now in these situations will be very vividly clear. Right now, you're putting in a lot of effort, a lot of strength and determination into the wrong things, into illusion, confusion, psychological triggers, fear, playing it small. After this energy, you won't be able to ignore it anymore. When we put effort in things that are not for us, we feel emotionally and energetically drained. We don't have reserves to do the things we want to do. It's like we're depleted. So it's not about you. If you feel that way, it's not because you're tired, because you're doing a lot. You're strong. You can do a lot and still feel and still be vital and energetic and pursuing other things, right? When you put effort and strength into things that are for you, You still have energy. Oh, red cardinal just landed in front of me. 30 minutes, long reading. Let's conclude. If you want to study tarot from me, check out Tarot Masterclass Boomkite. Link is below amongst other links to other fun stuff, including booking a personal with me. Okay. Walking away, Five of Pentacles. This is, I know it doesn't look beautiful, but it is beautiful. You're walking away from the trauma bond, right? From the lack mentality. I have to do this or else I won't have. I have to do this because of all the things that I can lose or can go wrong. Walking away from that. And inevitably, shit's going to break down. But as I said, for this entire reading, it's to get you on your path. Stay magic. Stay true. I love you.